Susie Homesteader of the Rockies, and welcome to the Susie Homesteader channel. And today we're going to cover some of our fitness subjects and health, and we are going to make a wellness smoothie. So hopefully you've seen a couple of my other videos that I did on some protein shakes and some 10-grain muffins and some other really great breakfast and lunch recipes for you to just kind of make ahead and run out the door. So these are fast. Super healthy, of course. And this one, because it's winter time here in this part of the Rockies, we're really going to focus on wellness and immunity. And so this smoothie that I make is enough for 2 glasses. It's 2 large glasses, but you can always, if you can put it in a container that you can cover in the refrigerator or seal like a mason jar, for the second one it won't lose a lot of its nutrients. So I do like to make more than one batch just in case you don't have time to make it all over again the next time. And this one's going to really cover nutrients like vitamin C, because that's really, you know, the idea here with trying to stay healthy during the flu season and colds and not being in the sun enough. So this one is super easy. It's kind of, as you can see, everything orange. And most orange and yellows do contain high amounts of vitamin C. So I generally don't like to mix fruits and vegetables too much into anything that I concoct. But we are going to use a couple carrots in this just to kind of change the taste a little bit so it's just not too fruity. But in general, I like to just stick with one or the other, so like a fruit or a vegetable. But we're going to use some of the obvious citrus fruits like oranges. You can, squeeze some lemons in there. We're going to put some mangoes and some peaches. And then we're going to also add a little bit of turmeric, which is very high in vitamin C and also an anti-inflammatory. And we're also going to throw in a little bit of local bee pollen. Now, this is not actually from my state that I'm doing this from. But if you can get a bee pollen that is as local as you can find to the area that you live in, that is the idea with bee pollen. And bee pollen is really gearing more towards an immunity element. So you're looking for, things that the bees have created for you in terms of allergens and also a little bit of vitamin C. But anyway, so we're going to throw a couple different things in this smoothie. And what I really like to do when I make these smoothies or these shakes is use pretty much all fresh ingredients if you can. And then I always like to add a couple of powders just to have that I always keep on hand, just in case some of the nutrients that you get from these fresh or frozen foods are not as potent as they should be. So, you can use frozen fruits, you can use canned, you can use fresh, you can use whatever you want. The idea is fresh fruits or vegetables. And also possibly organic if you can afford that. So that's the idea, but if you live out in the boonies like I do and you can't run to town every time you're out of something fresh, then you can go more towards frozen items or canned if you have to. But the idea is fresh. If you don't have it, just get whatever you can. So today we'll do this wellness smoothie, and this is an easy one. We're just going to start with liquids, and our liquid today is going to be an orange juice. Now, if you have like an orange lemon juice or just a lemonade, anything in the citrus family for a liquid is fine. So that is 1 cup of orange juice that we're going to throw in there. And then, of course, we're going to actually add some fresh oranges as well. This is just 1 orange. If you can keep the white part of the orange on there when you're peeling it, try to do that, because there's an awful lot of nutrients in the white part of the orange as well as the inside. So when you're peeling it, and if you use a real sharp knife, you can keep a lot of that on there. So we're going to put 1 orange in there with our orange juice. We're going to do like a 1/2 cup to 1 cup of a mango. Now this is frozen also because mangoes are not in season right now in this part of the Rockies, so this is frozen, but we're going to do some mangoes. So there's about a 1/2 cup to 1 cup of that. And a lot of this, you know, you can kind of remeasure to however you want this consistency to turn out. If this is too thick for you, you know, you can change it around every time you make it and do it any way you like for this to come out. You know, some people like these smoothies to be more like a drink, like a liquid, something a little bit thinner. And some people like these to be more like a shake, something thicker and heavier. So you really kind of just play around with it and have it come out any way you want. But this is kind of my formula. I'm also going to throw in a can of, this is actually a mixed fruit, but I usually just throw in like a can of peaches or apricots or just, again, something orange that you might have in the cabinet if you have it. Or, of course, if you have fresh apricots or peaches, that's the great way to go. But I'm going to use some of the stuff that I just happen to have in my cabinet. And then I'm going to throw in 2 carrots. These I did grate the skin off of them. You can do 1 large carrot or you can do 2 small carrots. But basically just get those in there. They'll start grinding up once you get them in there. And then I'm going to start kind of pre-mixing this a little bit, and then just in case it gets a little too full here, and then we'll add some more ingredients. And if you have a nice really sturdy blender, you can put a lot of this stuff in whole. You don't have to really, you know, start chopping and grating and doing all that stuff if you have a nice heavy-duty blender. You know, you can put in some lemons or some limes. This particular drink, because I'm going to put ginger in it as well, does come out a little, well, just gingery. So I do like to add a little bit of lemon juice to that. I'm not going to throw the lemon in, but I'm going to just squeeze a little bit of lemon juice in there. Just to kind of cut down some of the ginger taste. A lot of people just don't like the taste of fresh ginger. It is spicy and it is strong, but it's also really good for you. So we are going to put some ginger in there, and I am going to add a little bit more fresh lemon in there. But we'll just do half of one of those, but you can put in as much as you want. And then I am going to put in, this is ginger, fresh ginger. You can grate that if you want to. You can peel off the outer side of that if you want to, or you can just throw the whole thing in there. So as long as your blender works, we're just going to throw it in there, and that will grate up nicely. And then we'll add a little bit of turmeric, which is a great anti-inflammatory, also contains vitamin C, and we're going to put in like a half a teaspoon of that. This does not have a whole lot of taste to it, so you don't have to really worry about how much of that you put in. But we're just going to do like a half, because this is also kind of another really potent spice. You've probably seen turmeric on all kinds of stuff lately. It kind of seems to be the trendy spice these days, but it does have some great health benefits. And then we're going to do, I think I'm going to just do like a teaspoon of bee pollen. Now, bee pollen does have a really kind of a pasty, thick flavor to it. So this one you might want to really just do according to taste. Okay, so just start with a teaspoon. If you can put more in there, if it really doesn't bother you, then go ahead and do some more. But start with a teaspoon and see how you feel about it. So we are going to put that in 1 tall glass, and like I said, this makes the equivalent of 2 glasses for the most part, and the other one, like I said, if you just put in like a mason jar or something, will be perfect for the next day. So that is definitely a little bit on the thicker side. Again, it really just depends on how you like these. You know, I don't mind mine being that thick, so it's somewhere in between a shake and a juice. And so there you go. There is a wellness smoothie that I've kind of concocted for you. Just tons of vitamin C. If you're not feeling good, if you feel like you're coming down with a cold, there you go. Perfect for the winter time. And then also I'm going to have some more recipes for you. Look for my peanut butter balls that I'm going to make for you on another video, which is also another great quick on-the-go breakfast bite for you to eat with your drink. And then we'll also do a anti-aging smoothie. So look for some more of my great recipes under my fitness category on my website, Susie Homesteader of the Rockies. And if you have any more questions, come and see me. See you later. Bye-bye. So let's get started. Subscribe to the Susie Homesteader channel and we'll see you there. Bye-bye.